I put on this hat so that I would look super French for this video. It looks like I kind of have muscles, which is something new. I haven't experienced that before. So, welcome to my travel diary for me and some friends. We went to Montpellier in southern France, near the Mediterranean Sea, I think it's called. Just wanted to show you some footage from a week and what I would recommend to you if you are leaning towards maybe visiting Montpellier, because it was surely a cultural experience that I will remember for hopefully my whole life. Let's just get into it. We were flying to Montpellier Monday from Stockholm, Arlanda, because Montpellier is not that kind of a big city. It's kind of small. It's like 200,000, 300,000 people living there. We took the train from Eskilstuna, where we lived, to Stockholm, and then we had to make a switch of flight in Paris. And when we got to Montpellier around 6 p.m., we had two options to do. So first of all, we took a bus from the airport in Montpellier, from there to Place de l'Europe, I think it was called. And there we were supposed to switch to a tram, which I did not know was called that. I thought it was just a train. It's called a tram. You learn something new every day. We did not end up taking that because it was like 2 kilometers to walk to our apartment, which we were renting on Airbnb. We walked. We thought, why don't we just get to watch all the beautiful things we were passing while taking the bus? We wanted to see it for ourselves. So we took our bags and we walked, and we saw a lot of beautiful places like fountains, parks, and old building, like Roman inspired, I think. It was like crazy to see. Like, first of all, we were mesmerized when we were looking at the pictures of the place we were supposed to rent before arriving. But when we arrived, like, kind of magical, because it was high to the roof, and big windows. There were paintings on the roof, old paintings. It was like living in a castle. And then we have, like, on the windows there were also paintings. Like in Sweden we call those glass paintings. I don't know what it's called in English, but we were kind of living our XoXo life for a whole week in that apartment, and it was wonderful. So if you are thinking of going there, I would really recommend renting like one of those old looking places, because you feel the culture more, and it was like really cheap, like splitting it with 6 people like we did. Our money was like 100 euros per person. So when we arrived, we fixed ourselves up, took a fast shower, and we went out to the store. And I realized that it was gonna be like a struggle for me being a vegan in France, because they love putting cheese in everything. Not find a lot of things, but what I found out was that they were having a great variety of hummus. I'm a sauce queen, so I love sauce, and hummus is like my favorite thing to have to dip. So I was living my life. I was trying a new hummus every day we were staying at the trip. It was so nice coming from Sweden and going there. The beginning of May in Sweden is like 10 degrees. But we arrived there and it's like 17, 18 degrees. So I could like go out and not having to wear like a whole lot of clothes. Yeah, I get to a restaurant. So we're sitting in like Place de la Comédie, which was really close to where we were staying. Place de la Comédie is like the main square of Montpellier. In way back, there was a couple of restaurants close to each other, so we took one of those. The burger was so good, especially after this whole day of flying and all that shit. So then there was Tuesday. So at the Tuesday, I was having a seminar Like I was having a class in the morning where we were going through our project. So I'm studying media, culture, production. We were having like the seminar talking about our essays and our productions and how it was going and everything. After that was done, I had to go in lunch break because I was expecting a call from the hospital about my future surgery, my SRS, and I will do a video about that later, but exciting stuff is happening and I'm getting the surgery really soon, so I hope that will go well. Anyways, so I went downstairs and two of our friends had gone out because they wanted to find a place to dive because they have like a diver license thing. Like we were close to the Mediterranean Sea, so I guess they just wanted to go and dive there. I don't know, I don't get that thing because I'm super scared of water. So we went out and explored the city. I did not know that there were gonna be so much cool buildings to discover, and we found the most amazing places. We found a park where at the end there was like a little pond, and in the middle of the pond there was like this little house thing which was super cute, and behind it was stairs and like a platform where you could look out. Right out there was an aqueduct. It was really cool. It was like Roman built, and in front of the park there was Arc de Triomphe. Don't come for me if I was pronouncing it wrong. They had like an observatory, a medical observatory, where you would like cut people up in front of an audience to show the anatomy of the bodies for medical studies, and it was like way back in the medieval time. And I'm a sucker for history, so that was super interesting. Right in the middle of that building there were people practicing music, so that was kind of weird but also fun. Right by the observatory, or what you could see, this cathedral, really beautiful, like the towers and everything. It looked like it was from a Disney movie. So anyway, we took some drinks at night. We found a bar. It was like Cuba inspired, so you could buy cigars. So my boyfriend and his friend bought one each. In France, it's okay to smoke outside. I think they smoke everywhere. In Sweden, we can't do that. It was like so not nice having smoke in your face all the time. But in that bar with the cigars, I think it was more okay because it got us to the Cuba feel. And then we ended the Tuesday with just chilling at home, drinking wine, talking shit. So the Wednesday was a really special day. When we were talking about going there, like months before, me and my boyfriend were like, oh my god, we need to go to a vineyard and do a wine tasting, because I have never done that. They are known for having the vineyards in the southern of France. We went to a chateau de Florgueil. I don't know. I can write it here. So we got a tour of the chateau, of the French garden in front of it. It was amazing looking at all these rooms, and the family which built it in the 17th century is still living there today, so that was really cool. I think they have another name now, like they don't have the Florgueil name, which I can't pronounce. They have another name, and our guide was super sweet. She was struggling a bit with English because she did a tour mostly in French, so she tried to translate it for us. And then we got to do the wine tasting, and you could pick out 3 wines to taste, and you could probably taste more, but that would cost more. But it was really cheap. It was like 22 euros or something for both the tour and the wine tasting. If you want doing something really, really Montpellier and really, really French, I recommend you going to that chateau. It was beautiful, and they had a garden which you could tour by yourself if you wanted to. You could take pictures and like just walking around the castle after the tour if you want to. 2 of the wines we bought a white wine because I'm a white wine lover, and we bought a red wine which we would take home and give it to my boyfriend's grandparents who were taking care of Luce while we were on a trip. So they got a little bit of wine, they got a little bit of, you know, all the French things like chocolate, like crackers and all that gas. They got a little bag, so yeah, you need to give something back, don't you? And since it was from the chateau, it felt like they were getting some bits of the trip with us. When we got home from the castle, I took on my heels for like the first time in years, and we went to a restaurant located downtown. We were supposed to go to a fancy restaurant, but we did not find anyone who served vegan. And they said at the information center that this place had vegan food. When we got there, we didn't find anything on the menu, so they made like a vegan dish, but it was like just vegetables in the oven, so it was not that fulfilling. So I mostly ate breads and ordered drinks and more drinks and probably another drink. Then we went home and we just chilled out, drank some more wine, and then we got to bed. The day after, first of all, we were going to go on an adventure, like going out hiking, but that did not come to be because it was like a long travel time. I think it was like 4 hours. We ended up going to this little port town outside of Montpellier. It was like really small. I think it had like 10,000 people living there. So we got there around 12, like around lunchtime, if you may say so. We sat down and Lord behold, they had a vegan dish. So it was falafel, it was like a tzatziki and some vegetables, and it was wonderful. So after that, we took like a walk around the boats, around the beach. I found some seashells, which I took home. We went to the town, we found this chateau, which seems to be everywhere in France. Like there's chateaus everywhere, and it's amazing. I want a chateau, that's like my dream house. Found this cathedral, which we went inside, and it was so beautiful, like the glass paintings and everything. It was a spiritual experience walking there. And even though I'm not spiritual in that way, I'm not a Christian, I find churches and cathedrals to be very beautiful, and I believe like everyone should have something to believe in. Me and Nelly was wondering where are all the cats, because it seemed like everyone had a dog. Like it was dogs everywhere, like both in Montpellier and in this town called Metz. But we found some cats, but they were behind like bars, because they had bars on the windows. And Luce, like this cat, is always interrupting everything. What do you want? Like, I miss this little bastard so much on the trip. I love cats so much. Later in that evening, we went home and we went, Lord behold, out again and took some drinks and some more drinks and some more drinks. The evening turned out to be really dramatic, but it ended up me and Nelly having a nights out while the boys were doing their thing, which was also fun. Like we were taking shots, we were getting drinks, it was beautiful, just me and her, and then we met up with the boys later. The boys went out with Nelly to go diving in the morning, and while they were out diving, me and my boyfriend took upon us the great assignment to cook a 5-course meal to our friends. So we took the day and went out shopping at food markets. So we went to a real butcher and got like this entrecôte, because we felt like that's super French. And then we bought this red wine to do like a red wine sauce, and we bought crackers and some things to put on it, like fromage and stuff like that. And I made a chocolate mousse, which was like super hard to find the ingredients to, because you know you need to have like a cream that you can whip, and like trying to translate things, because in Sweden most of the things are translated to like English, French, Spanish, and Italian. So I had to Google, and Google didn't tell me shit. We like bought all these fresh vegetables, and it was like such a nice dinner. And I think every one of us could all agree that that was like the highlight dinner of the week, because I got like something good as a vegan, and also they got like a beef that was perfectly salted, because we felt like they were afraid of salt, which we are not. Like, we salt everything, we like over salt, which I know is bad for you. And maybe that's why, because they drink a lot of wine and they don't want to be both alcoholic and saltholic. That is so offensive. Sorry everyone, I regret saying that. We started with this dinner 7:30 p.m. and we were like done with the food like 11:30 p.m. I got this idea, like after the other night I was looking for, I wanted to take shots. All the bars were like closing their servings, so we found one which we like took one shot each and a drink of choice. I think everyone besides me choose beer, but I don't like beer, so I choose wine. And we had to chug it because they were closing. So I chugged the wine, and then we walked up and down trying to find another bar. We found this bar, Le Fils. We went in, bought a ticket, and with the ticket you got like a free drink. So I went to the bar and I was like, give me some pineapple and a shot. And all the shots were only vodka shots and like tequila shots. So I took a tequila, and then we danced the night away, and we took so many shots, and I got so drunk, and I danced, and it was like the first time going clubbing since the pandemic. So I was really living my life and feeling myself the mostest, and it was one of my favorite nights because I was having so much fun. And Saturday was kind of a chaotic day because the boys were heading home before me, Nelly, and my boyfriend, because we have taken different flights. They were heading home early. They were going like 6 o'clock. We went out to take something to eat, and then it ended up us going to Jardin des Plantes, which was like a garden we had seen but haven't gone into because we hadn't had the time yet. So me, Nelly, and my boyfriend went into this garden with all these beautiful trees and flowers and bushes, and it was like a lot of bees and everything. It was wonderful, and the sun was up, and they had like this bamboo forest, and they have like everything there. It was so beautiful, and if I don't are mistaken, it is one of the oldest botanical gardens in France. So that was really cool. Home, slept like 2 hours, went up 3 a.m. because on Sunday because we were supposed to go to the airport like around 4. So then we got an Uber, we got to the Montpellier airport, and about 6 we fly to Paris, and then we fly to Stockholm, and then we got home and we got reunited with Luce, which was like the golden moment because after like 7 days I really missed him. I did not know that I was gonna miss him that much, but I did. It was like the only thing my boyfriend and I talked about the 3 last days was like, oh, I'm so excited about getting home to hug our little kitten. I really recommend it over Paris. Like, I did not feel the same about those. I was completely in love with this town, and I think that even though a lot of people didn't speak English, they always tried to like find common ground. And yeah, so it was never like we had to like change plans because they did not understand us. We always made it work. So that was my whole travel diary from Montpellier. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video, which will probably be about my upcoming surgery, and I'm hoping it will go well. Like, I'm super nervous, but I think it will. Anyway, have a great one. Bye bye.